Alright, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Alright, I guess we should just get right into it. We'll be reacting to the Dana White press conference, the Khamzat press conference, the Lerone Murphy press conference. We'll get into the talking points. Is Khamzat's fight boring? Do we need to limit our expectations as far as grappling goes? I got a take on it. That's for damn sure. I got a good take on it. We can review these new photos of Nick Diaz. Are they AI generated? Are they not? I mean, we got the Max Holloway baby mama drama, which we're gonna dive into fully. Let me see what other topics I can just kind of like pre-announce to you. We're gonna discuss Fluffy Hernandez, obviously. Uh, and that is probably gonna do it. Those are some. That's a good amount of topics. Yeah, it looks like that'll probably do it. So, without further ado, I guess let's just get into Dana White. A little spoiler, he's gonna get asked about fighter pay, um, and I got something to say about it. But let's get my live reaction as it goes on.
$1.01
he right away smells it like
Who's smoking in there?
give you three guesses who just left.
All right, the attendance tonight was 20,023, sold out. Gate was 11.01 million, highest grossing event in the arena's history. Fight of the night, Elliot, Lerone, Carlos, and Khamzat, they all won $50,000. Hi.
Hello. We'll start with the main event. Incredible energy in the crowd, incredible fight itself. Hamzat's performance, was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Give us your takeaway of it. And did you see before this fight that being the possible way it was going to play out?
No. The lead up to this fight, I said, I bet the main event is the fight of the night. Didn't see that coming, but not shocked either. You go in and dominate the way that he dominated. If you can do it the first round, more than likely going to do it the second and throughout the rest of the fight.
Yeah. There was a time, and it was in the promos leading up to this fight, you said Khamzat was special, one of the most special guys you've ever seen. Do you think he's lived up to that yet, or does he still have a little ways to go because he's been a bit more inactive since
the night on when we were on Fight Island, he said, I want to fight next Saturday. Ever since then, the guy's been a rocket ship, and obviously is very popular too. People love him. Fighting back here in the United States, and obviously Chicago loved him too.
Do you hope that he can maybe start getting back towards the levels of activity we saw at the beginning of his UFC career?
He's the champ now, so.
Okay.
What up, Jew? What up, the homie Jew? I'm answering your question, but let me just say what I just said while I was on mute. About 3 questions here that Oscar Willis fired off. I'm going to break them down for you real quick. But to answer Jew's question, thanks for watching, by the way. Thanks for tapping in, as always. Khamzat's getting backlash because he used a grapple-heavy approach on DDP. And it's a little bit of it's a dicey situation here. It's something that needs, there's layers to breaking this down. So that's why he's getting backlash, though, because he grappled DDP the whole fight and didn't really cause too much damage. Now, Dana White gets asked to start this off. Is that the performance you expected? I guess maybe Dana knows where Oscar's going with it, so he kind of goes the opposite route, and he says like, no, it wasn't. But I guess, you know, if you have that much success in the grappling department in the first round, then why not do it the whole fight? So kind of, you know, just kind of avoiding, in my opinion, Dana's avoiding giving a take. Does Dana love that? No. He's bashed fighters in the past, so maybe he's just taking this as a one-off. He knows that Khamzat's a star regardless of the performance, so he's just kind of taking it as a wash maybe. I don't know, but it's not like Dana's above criticizing his champions for lackluster performance. Now, does that mean Khamzat deserves backlash? Hard to say. I think I'll save that opinion for you for a little bit later in this stream. Now, Oscar also asks, Khamzat, is he what did Oscar ask Dana? Is Khamzat gonna be an active champion? Dana says, well, he's the champion now, so Dana wants him to be an active champion. Time will tell. I don't think that Khamzat's gonna be super active. If you want an early prediction on that, I don't think he's gonna be super active. Just based off of what history tells us about Khamzat. There was a middle question here.
If you can do it the first round, more than likely you're going to do it the second and throughout the rest of the fight.
Yeah. There was a time, and it was in the promos leading up to this fight, you said Khamzat was special, one of the most special guys you've ever seen. Do you think he's lived up?
Yeah, he's obviously still special. I think he has lived up to the expectations, and I think Dana agrees.
He can maybe start getting back towards the levels of activity we saw at the beginning of his UFC career.
He's the champ now, so...
And what did you think of DDP's performance, right? Obviously, he was outmatched in the wrestling, never gave up, though, even in the...
So, right, he's like, well, he's the champ now, so... so he's saying stuff without saying it. He's kind of right there. He's basically saying he's a champ now, so yeah, duh, I like him to be active. In a way, he's pulling no punches with that answer.
Last round, he started landing his own shots. What did you make of DDP and his toughness to survive 5 rounds?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I had... every round at 10-8, maybe except for the last round. But you know, to be in the position that he was in and the crucifix and just getting dominated on the ground and punched in the face and elbowed, and it's a very frustrating place to be in. I thought he handled it well and came out every round, you know, trying to get in the fight and try to win.
So, you know, the mounted crucifix, if it's so easy, I will say this. If it's so easy to get somebody in a mounted crucifix, everybody would do it. You know, it is impressive that Khamzat... It is impressive. I definitely need an ad blocker, soda pop. I've never lived life with an ad blocker, so I don't even know. But if I'm assuming if you get an ad blocker, you can't go back. Now... what did Dana just say? Let me rewind this.
Came out every round, you know, trying to get in the fight and try to win. Yeah. Impressive.
On the crucifix, it's
yes,
a weird...
the crucifix. If it was so easy, everybody would do it. So I think... Is Khamzat getting him in the crucifix the same as like Kamaru Usman laying in Joaquin Buckley's half guard? Like if that's what I've been thinking a little bit today. If people are kind of criticizing Khamzat for his performance, then definitely I feel like Kamaru Usman deserves a little bit of criticism himself for at least how he grappled Joaquin. I saw MMA Guru had a tweet out there saying that they applauded Ankalaev's performance against Pereira. I didn't really see too much of that. Maybe he's making up his own narrative. If that's true, though, then, you know, we can't be applauding grappling for certain guys or not criticizing and then criticize Khamzat heavily. I don't think that it's because Khamzat's not a fan favorite. let me just kind of say, I guess, how I feel about the grappling. Like I already kind of stated with the Mount of Crucifix, that's not easy. I think DDP should have had an escape or two for a Mount of Crucifix. At this level in the game, I think a lot of guys have holes in the grappling department. I think it showed with DDP. He clearly doesn't have a Mount of Crucifix escape. Maybe that's something other guys got to work on, especially when you're going up against Khamzat. Khamzat also throughout the fight, he was passing half guard a lot. Like, I was somewhat intrigued while I was watching the fight with Khamzat's grappling ability. Now here's where I'll contradict a little bit. In wrestling, it's fine when you, like, I'm talking high school, college wrestling. It's fine when you execute moves. When I say when you execute moves, I'm talking about how Khamzat is taking DDP down and passing guard, mounting him, advancing the Mount of Crucifix. These are all transitions. Like, these all deserve points. This is what I've been praising or preaching. You know what I mean? So I can't really be a hypocrite here. He was doing that. However, when he got to certain positions, he was stalling a little bit, and the referee came in and called it and separated them. And I feel like rightfully so, because where I'm tying in the high school wrestling point is there's stalling calls in high school wrestling. So once it comes to a point where you're not pursuing the action, it is on the referee to come in and push the pace a little bit, which I think the referee did. He's getting shit for that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Giving DDP a couple of chances to make the fight exciting. This is a show after all. But I can't criticize Khamzat so heavily for the grappling. Now, obviously, the title says he's boring, and you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to get the clicks, so don't be thinking my title was like a representation of my true opinion. I'm just out here trying to fucking spread the narrative of what's going on, get you guys to tune in. So I don't really criticize the grappling too much. Like, was it a little bit boring how he didn't knock him out? Yes, it was a little bit boring how he didn't knock him out. But do I think like he sucks and shit like that? I don't. I see a little bit of a narrative out there, and maybe there's some validity to it. He didn't open up because then that would have caused DDP to be able to escape. So he gave DDP 0 opportunities to escape, which also gave himself less opportunities to strike. There was a lot of advancing. I mean, he landed 500, shots on DDP apparently. So I'll tie this back to what I said earlier. I think part of the responsibility does fall on DDP. You got to have Mount of Crucifix escapes. That's a brutal position to get into now, because once this part of your arm is blocked, bro, you cannot bring your shoulder in. You know what I mean? And you're already flat on the mat with your tricep. So like you can't you see what I'm saying? Like, you're going to dislocate your shoulder to get out of a position like that. It's a very difficult position to get out of. Khamzat just changed the game a little bit. I think a lot of guys are now realizing, like, damn, it's actually a pretty good, advantageous position. But again, you got to have escapes for that. DDP had none. So let's continue with this.
Good one, right? They're landing strikes. He's landing like 200.
Let me read the comments, though, first. Buckley and Dricus, best rounds were round 5. Me and Justin Heron were talking about it. Yeah, they had great rounds in round 5. Definitely. And the fights were similar. A lot of grappling. Joaquin also, like Dricus, just kind of underperformed. Wasn't able to get up. And the responsibility does lie on them to some degree. I'm sure they would both tell you that. Yeah, Justin Heron. Shout out to Justin Heron on X, trolling everybody on all the UFC fighter shit list right now. His favorite is Dricus. I mean, Soda Pop. He's got like your blueprint with the 19 days, 1 day till the countdowns and shit. It was impressive, but was boring and anticlimactic. Yes, yeah, I think that's fair to say, Jew. I think it was impressive, but just because it was impressive doesn't mean it was super exciting. Yeah, and I think Jew, I don't know if it was conserving energy or prioritizing that control over, like, opening up and then giving DDP opportunities to stand and strike and push the pace. Probably both again. He didn't want DDP to get up because then he would get tired because DDP is going to immediately press the pace. So Khamzat elected to hold him down, and just pitter-patter him for 5 rounds. Yeah, Soda Pop. So I think one of the big narratives coming out of this, at least in my mind, right? Just how good is Kamaru Usman, and then just how good is Joaquin Buckley? Just how good are these guys? Because I think, Joaquin's got Izzy's number right now. For a fact, I think Joaquin's got Izzy's number. Izzy went in there, contended with DDP for a little bit. DDP would have a tougher fight against Joaquin, former middleweight. Joaquin performed pretty well against Kamaru. I know a lot of people don't think so, but I think the performance wasn't that bad. He just underperformed, and if he were to fucking have performed to his ability, he would have got the dub there. So it's like, just by underperforming, it wasn't the worst performance. Like we're talking about now, Usman fucking pushed Khamzat. That's his toughest fight to date. And that wasn't at 170. Khamzat fucking was, I think that was at 85 anyway. So Khamzat was full, ready to go. Full of energy. He didn't cut or anything like that. So, just how good is Kamaru Usman? Just how good is Joaquin Buckley? Just a little. Oh no, let me stay on topic. Let's continue with this.
100 punches around, but they're not quite hard enough to end the fight. Are you glad the referee doesn't wave a fight off in that?
Listen, I don't know how hard they are, and I don't want to fucking know how hard they are. Nobody wants to be in a crucifix getting punched in the head like that. It's got to be the most frustrating, suck the heart and soul right out of you type thing to happen. And just getting dominated on the ground the way that he did is no fun for anybody. I wouldn't say that, he's getting pitter-patter striked. I mean, his face was pretty busted up. The knees that he was taking to the body and to the legs and the hips, and it's going to be a long ride home to South Africa.
Okay, so let's just put a pin in it. Let's just put a pin in it right now. Dana isn't mad at Khamzat for the performance. Dana's been around for a long time. I think he's keeping it a buck. I think, like I said earlier, if Dana had an issue, he would have something to say. Now, I think that MMA Guru has a big say with like his fan base, and rightfully so. He created it, and it's all good. It's all gravy. But in my honest, humble opinion, sometimes Guru comes off as a casual too. And I can't tell if it's because he reads the comment section and bases his opinions off of the comment section, which I think is the worst fucking thing to do. Stand on what you fucking think. That's just a guess. Or, I mean, that's the best guess, because I'm shooting him bail by saying he goes off his comment section. If you don't go off your comment section, homie, and you really weren't super impressed, and you're talking kind of some of the shit you're talking, I feel like that's why, for me and Dana at least, and I don't always see eye to eye with Dana, but for me and Dana at least, it's like almost we would be down to talk shit on Khamzat. It's not that hard. Like, you know me, I don't bite my fucking tongue. Like, if Khamzat fought like shit, I would say something about it. But how can I talk down on the man who gets DDP in a fucking mounted crucifix? Takes him down at will. Like I said, he's passing his half guard with ease. I was literally, I'm going to keep it a buck. I didn't say it throughout the broadcast, but I'm watching the fight, and I'm thinking, part of the shit in my head I'm thinking is, damn, he's really good at passing guard. Like, really good. really good at just fucking like going right into side control. That shit means something to me. Like maybe I'm like a purist, I don't know, but like that's like that kind of shit is like landing a jab on the feet. I hate the guys who camp out in half guard and don't do shit. Now, like I say, did Khamzat reach the Mount of Crucifix position a couple times and just hang out there? Did Khamzat just lay on DDP's back a few times throughout that round? You know, while DDP's on his knees? Yes, that kind of stuff happened. Yes, that kind of stuff was boring. But, like, a large majority was spent in that Mount of Crucifix, and I'm not going to really diss it. Like, it is what it is, man. I think, yeah, it wasn't super exciting, like Ju saying, but, you know, it was impressive. I think it was impressive. And if you're watching, like, a jiu-jitsu tournament or something like that, and you're seeing somebody pass guard like that, you are going to be like, damn, this is a guy to watch. So I do want to just repeat what I said a second ago. I low-key, and it's not the first time I thought this, Guru comes off a little bit as a casual to me, and that's kind of shocking. Because he does have, like, moments of genius where I listen to him and I'm like, yeah, dude, that shit sounds pretty fucking smart. But then he also has weird times where he's bashing, and it's like, I guess because you don't like the fucking Dagestanis and shit like that, and your homies, I guess because he's homies with DDP, right? I can't wait to watch the Mighty Mouse and MMA Guru show, though, because they both got opposite takes.
And then Lerone Murphy. I don't think anything is guaranteed in this sport in terms of getting title shots and stuff like that. But if there's a way you could get as close to guaranteed as possible, he must have done that tonight with that spinning elbow.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to say with a guy who has a record like he has and sits where he sits in the division to say that tonight was sort of a coming out party for him, but it definitely was.
Alex Volkanovski has said he would like to fight him in December. It's not often you see a champion calling out the challenger. Could be interested.
I love it.
And then as far as Carlos Prates, another spinning back elbow and finish.
So, Lerone did arrive. Lerone did arrive, in my opinion. I do think he's next for Volkanovski. Shout out to Lerone, man. I mean, I'm really thoroughly impressed. I've really changed my tune on Lerone, humbly. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, humbly. I'm like, all right, Lerone, shit. I was wrong about you. I wrote you off a little bit. You know, we are going to talk about that a little bit more. We'll talk about that a little bit more.
Crazy stuff. Wants to fight in Rio. You gave him that fight against who, we're not sure. But MVP was here earlier and said he would step in and fight in Brazil. Yeah,
we'll see when we get back. And, Jeff Neal came in very confident that he was going to finish him and knock him out. And for Carlos what an unbelievable performance he put on. Incredible fight.
Dan, were there any medical updates on Jeff and Aaron, because they were down for a while after those knockouts?
Yeah, well, Pico was transferred, and I haven't heard anything about Jeff. I think he's okay. But Pico, I'm no doctor, but I'm going to say he has a concussion for sure.
I think it was kind of, I was already listening to this, and I'm just giving you my raw reaction to this already. Kind of corny, Dana. I'm no genius, but Pico got a concussion for sure. Like, bro, this isn't, bro, at least show a little bit of concern, man. Like, we don't need your fucking sarcasm while we're asking about the health of Pico. Like, that's not what we need. But again, this is Dana's way. He hates talking about fighter safety. He hates it. So he's just like, he's being sarcastic because subconsciously he hates the question. He hates the fucking question. And he's kind of just shaming him for it, making him feel stupid. It's not the first time he's going to do this. It's not the last time he's going to do this in this press conference. When he gets asked stuff he doesn't like, he kind of just tries to make you look dumb. But Dana actually made himself look dumb here because he has this little complex where he like tries to twist what you say and minimize it. And that's what he just tried to do right here and twist what he said and minimize the concerning question. And instead he just made it look like he's not concerned. So keep doing your little strategy, Dana. Pico, I hope he's all right. I'm going to save my take, though, for a little bit.
But we haven't heard anything back that anything bad is happening. He's getting checked for his head and face.
Real quick, I'm just going to add, I wonder if those Japanese boxers, now I'm starting to wonder, maybe everything was all good. You know, nobody was on steroids. There was no bullshit like gloves or anything like that. No bad weight cuts. But I'm wondering, how well was the medical care after the fight? Like, how quickly were they rushed to the hospital? Was there an ambulance in the back taking them? Did it take too long for them to get there? Because the UFC does a good job. They send you there right away. They shoot you there. Streamline you. They got good doctors. It's all local. That's a thought about those Japanese boxers who passed away.
Tim Elliott just became, I think, the tied Figueiredo for the most wins in UFC flyweight history. His next fight, he says, is his last on his contract. Are you interested in staying in the Tim Elliott business?
Absolutely. I mean, look at what he did tonight, how he came out and performed. Yeah.
And then by Songer, the guy you labeled Billy at the Jimmy at what did you make of his performance? Obviously, a lot of hype coming in. A bit of a rocky first round, but he still pulled it off.
Yeah, listen, if you look at what this guy did, he takes a fight on 4 days' notice, wins, and comes back and fights another fight on 4 days' notice. I mean, just the pressure alone of what that kid probably had to deal with is impressive. And I also love Nolan. You know, I went up there and told him after the fight, go home, relax, spend some time with your family, enjoy yourself. You're not going anywhere. We're going to sign him to a deal.
I'm offering you a chance.
While this ad is on, let me read a couple chats. I guess I just kind of wish Dana would keep the same energy. I definitely agreed you. I saw you said earlier Dana shat on Merab and Aljo. And, you know, those are two guys, too. I never really shat on them. I know Aljo got a lot of crap because fans didn't like him for what happened with Peter Yan. But I differentiate the two. Like, when he fought and beat Peter Yan the second time and out-grappled him with the fucking body triangle and shit, again, that's executing techniques on the ground, man. You can't hate on that. So I never really hated too much on Aljo. I can't even hear Lerone's name without getting flashbacks. Bro, I was just looking back at some of the photos. Insane photos from Lerone. I'm talking about even at the weigh-ins, bro. He's wearing these Terminator glasses up in Pico's face. Pico's up in his face. Then he fucking pops the shades up. He pops the fucking shades. Fucking stone cold eyes right in Pico's face. Hands up, ready to fucking go. Then he goes in there, delivers a knockout like that. And with the finisher, hammer fist. Now, I mean, R.I.P. Pico. R.I.P. fucking Pico. But I mean, shit. That's a blessing and a curse. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, R.I.P. Pico. Hope he's doing good. But shit, I mean, that was amazing to see. That was low-key amazing to see. And I'm not saying I like to see guys get hurt, but I'm just saying, like, that whole thing was just like a crazy sequence. I fuck with it. It was insane, bro. Pico, I mean, Ben Askren had a good take. Pico is all on the gas, bro, and you got to back it up a little bit, or you're gonna keep getting knocked out like that. And winning like that, but also losing like that. It's like, I don't know. Do you really want to do that? Like, I think there's better ways to get the win. We continue.
Official scale. And for me, I don't know if any fighters have talked.
We're going to sign him to a deal.
Just last one for me. I don't know if any fighters have talked to you, but I guess there was some issue with the official scale at weigh-ins. A lot of fighters were heavier than their scales were. Did that get back to you? And a lot of them were like, can we just get digital scales at this point?
Not at all. It's the first I'm hearing of it.
I guess MVP, they said he was overweight for middleweight. Dricus was very annoyed that the scale he was using all week was not the same as the official scale and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, a lot of fights don't come to Chicago. We haven't been here in 6 years, so, you know, I don't expect things to always be perfect. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, but the event went very well. I thought the officials did a great job, and, you know, I didn't hear about the scale. But that's a pain in the ass. I agree. It's unfortunate that it happened.
Let's get digital scales. Let's get digital scales. I'm tired of this bullshit. I see the narratives. Do I know for sure? No, but I'll repeat the narrative. They want those fucking old ass fucking sticking ball and chain fucking scales so that they can, I don't know, fake it like people are making weight. I don't know. Personally, I don't. But I mean, why not do the digital scale? Just put it up. I mean, I've heard the thing. Put it up on a big screen. It says it right behind them. It's that easy. I don't know. The commissions have some kind of deal. Now, I don't know. Like, I don't think that the commissions make decisions for the UFC. Like, that sounds like a decision that would totally favor the UFC. And like, the entities are different. Like the Nevada Athletic Commission and the UFC are different. However, they do make money off of each other. As far as the NSAC makes money off of UFC's events. So if they kind of like interfere too much and shut down a UFC event, then nobody makes money. So I get it. Maybe they are in cahoots. But if they are in cahoots, that's some dirty shit. And I think that they should do the digital scale.
Dana, speaking of the scales, Brian Battle missed weight for this card. It was second straight weight miss in 2 different divisions. People are just wondering kind of what his status is after that.
I haven't thought about it yet. We'll get home and figure it out.
Yeah.
Now, I got something to say about Brian Battle. I'm about to go in on him a little bit. Sorry, Brian. But it's the truth, man. I just got to be real about it because it's just truly how I feel. Do I think Brian Battle should be cut? No, I don't. I don't think Brian should be cut. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's got an issue with the fucking weight cuts. He found some type of undiscipline over the last year. Maybe it's all the hype that went to his head. I don't fucking know. I thought that maybe against Randy Brown, that was because he had an injury or something like that. He was being active. But going up to 85, a whole 15 pounds, just admitting, like, shit, I couldn't make that weight, my bad, and I can't even make it. Like, that wasn't a fluke. I can't make it. That takes away the injury excuse. Because if you would have stayed at 170, then you would have been like, I can make it, I just had an issue. He said, no, I can't make it. I need to go up to 85. Goes up to 85, misses fucking weight by the same amount, 3 fucking pounds. This is like a fucking mental lapse he's got. He's in the last few pounds of cutting weight, and he can't fucking get it. He's giving in. Here's what I really want to get into. Brian Battle apologizing to Nursultan for the second time. I just don't appreciate the guys who apologize because they get caught, because they get exposed. When Battle missed weight against Randy Brown, he wasn't apologetic. When Randy Brown came on my show talking about it, Brian Battle commented on one of the posts that I made saying, oh, he's still salty. He's still bitching about it. Bro, you missed the fucking weight. You missed the weight. You asked for a fucking catch weight the day of weigh-ins when Randy already made the weight. You did some dirty shit. I saw the way Brian was looking at Randy in that face-off like it was yesterday. I remember that shit. Go back and watch that face-off at the ceremonial weigh-ins. Brian Battle was not sorry at all. He said you took the money, you accepted the fight, it's all good. Remember all this shit Brian Battle was saying? Brian Battle was saying he wouldn't have took the fight. Nobody's speaking about this. Brian Battle went on Ariel's show after he got the win. Super disrespectful. Super like, what's the point in saying this shit? He goes on Ariel's show after the fight and says, I wouldn't have taken the fight against me. But Randy Brown took the money, so shut the fuck up. Then he does the same shit to Nursultan, and Nursultan pulls out. So there you go, brother. Karma for that shit you fucking said. I'm sure his manager was like, hey, he wouldn't have taken the fight against you. We're not going to do this for him again. Trying to get another unfair advantage. Bro, if you're going to miss weight, let him know on Wednesday. Let him know on Wednesday for that fucking catch weight. But you're letting Nursultan go all the way down to fucking weight on Friday for you just to miss? Like, you guys don't think about that shit. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I'm going to fucking bring that to your attention right now. Like, that's some dirty ass shit. You've seen fighters in the past. Look at what Paulo Costa did. He said he wasn't going to make weight early in the week. People got on his ass saying he's undisciplined, all this shit. No, that was professional coming and saying, I'm not going to make weight. Let's figure this out. Marvin Vettori agreed to a catch weight, and they fought at a level playing field, at a weight they could both make. So Brian Battle does this. This is what my point is. Brian Battle does this dirty ass fucking shit with Randy Brown. Dirty ass fucking shit. I'm calling a spade a spade. Now it happens a second time. Now he's worried about his fucking job. Okay, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I'm not mistaken, but did Battle miss weight early in his career too in the UFC? Is that 2 or 3 weight misses he's got? My point. Unapologetic to Randy Brown. Now he's apologetic to Nursultan. It's too late, bro. I see the video that came out. You're apologizing to Nursultan on camera. Full send fucking filming it. It's too late, bro. Your true colors have already been revealed. You were not apologetic to Randy Brown whatsoever. You rubbed it in his face after the fucking win. You were salty that he was fucking salty at you. Make it make sense. You're one of those fucking pieces of shit who gets mad at people for getting mad at them when you fuck up. I mean, think about it. I mean, what do you... That ain't a grade A... That's a grade A douchebag. That's a grade A douchebag. Getting mad at Randy Brown when you fucked up. So no, I don't really buy his apology. And even if he is sincere about it, I don't know, bro. You're sincere because it's fucking all coming down on you. It's all fucking coming down on Brian Battle. You didn't apologize to fucking Randy Brown, like I just already said. And your true colors have been shown, bro. Those doctor skills are inaccurate, bro. How the fuck are you supposed to calibrate a scale like that? You can literally put like a 10-pound weight, you know what I'm saying, on a digital scale, calibrate it right then and there. Okay, it's 10 pounds, take it off, step on, boom. You could never even calibrate a digital scale. Shout out to Gabriel, shout out to Banjo. He had hella flight delays, didn't make it into town to cut weight. Sounds like his fault. Sounds like a problem he got to deal with. You think that no other fighters get flight delays in history? You think that all the fighters that fly out from all their different states, right? All their different states. All those centralized fucking states all around the fucking globe. You think none of them get flight delays? Why don't we hear that excuse from other people that they got flight delays? Oh, I mean, shit. Brian Battle always got something to say. Just make weight, brother. Just make weight. You already didn't have to cut 15 pounds, brother. 16, because it's a 1 pound weight allowance, brother. Banjo, that's a good point. If it was endless time, how would the fight go? Khamzat would have got the dub, though.
How big do you think Khamzat can be? Like, our numbers this week have felt, kind of extraordinary. I don't know it, the pay-per-view, all that type of stuff.
I agree. No, we felt the same.
Yeah, do you feel like he can be the big...
I just got to say this real quick plug. If you like that Brian Battle take, boys, because that was some hot fire I was spitting on Battle. Fucking like the stream. Like the stream and subscribe. SD Dumas interview dropping this week. And I think maybe I'll even play it for you boys. The unreleased fucking video of our interview. 37-minute interview. I might play it on the stream. I'm fucking feeling energetic. So, 45 minutes in, I think we're going to have a long-ass stream.
A star in the sport soon here?
Yeah, I mean, he's a big star now. He's a big star. When you're asking me, you're saying how much bigger can he be? I don't know. We'll see. But he's already a big star. Everything about this fight was big, from pay-per-view to all the numbers that we were looking at. And just being here in Chicago, I mean, the last 3 days here felt big.
Real quick take. Yeah, Khamzat's a star, but he's also the product of something I always say, which is when you just love a guy for not having to do shit, he's only facing backlash from salty casuals like me. That's funny. I think you're probably the casual who just probably still making excuses for him when you should be holding him accountable. He missed weight, brother. He missed weight. What do you want me to say? He doesn't deserve backlash, Trader? 007. Quick take on this one. Khamzat is a star, yes, but people love him so much that Khamzat is fucking thinks he's like, I mean, all this guy says is give me the money. His only answer to everything is give me the money. I don't care, give me the money. So yes, he is a star, but is he fucking charismatic? I would have to say no. I mean, he's a great fighter though. Super exciting. He gets hyped up. Gives the full terrorist fucking vibe. You know what I'm saying? Has that whole gimmick going on. So he's doing his thing. But is he super like good on the mic? Not really.
Tonight in the arena was insane. Yeah, he's a star. I don't know if you're asking me how much more of a star can he be. We'll see.
He had said all fight week he wants to turn around and fight in Abu Dhabi. Is that something you would consider, or do you feel like with the heavyweight title already on that card, like he maybe?
I just had a kid fight Tuesday and wanted to turn around and come here. I would Abu Dhabi. I would definitely consider.
Yeah, and I mean, so many great potential contenders right now, right? We had the great Fluffy win, Renier de Ridder. We have a huge fight in Paris. Are you just kind of waiting for the Paris one and then maybe see the lay of the land of who could be next?
I'm waiting for Tuesday. But yeah, I agree with everything you just said.
Yeah, and a lot of talk this week about the new TV deal, all that type of stuff. I know probably not much has changed in terms of meetings or anything since Tuesday, but I'm curious, when you talk about the bonuses and changing that, would you ever consider implementing just a finish bonus instead of performance ones? Like you got to finish, that's the bonus for you?
Here we go.
I'm offering you.
He missed weight twice in a row. How is it casual to bash him? He moved up and still missed weight. I mean, yeah, exactly. He moved up and still missed weight. Low-key, it's sad. And I'm not bashing the guy. I'm telling the fucking truth. If you know you're going to miss weight, let him know on Wednesday. That's not bashing, bro. That's literally telling you how to be a professional, and I'm not even a fighter. And the only reason why he is not doing that isn't because he's not aware of what I'm telling him. It's because he's trying to get a fucking advantage. I don't know, for some insecure reason. Make it make sense to you. Make it make sense to me. Why doesn't Brian Battle ask for catch weights on Wednesday if he's got flight delays, if he knows he's not going to make weight? Why doesn't he fucking let someone else know, make it a catch weight? UFC's not a fan of it, but they'll fucking make it work. Why doesn't he do that?
Finishes are part of the, I mean, when you think about it, other than Khamzat, finishes are part of
the bonus for you. Just a finish bonus instead of performance ones. Like you got to finish, that's the bonus for you.
I mean, finishes are part of it. Finishes are part of the, I mean, when you think about it, other than Khamzat, the finishes were the other bonuses. But, I mean, I think you have to mix everything into the equation. A great performance, I don't want to put myself in a box with just finishes.
Mm-hmm. And on the topic of fire pay, some people were wondering if you would ever consider moving away from the show win model and maybe doing like flat purses across the
Listen, man, this business has worked just fine. Oh, yeah. The model isn't broken. I love when people who have no fucking idea what they're talking about and don't know anything about the business give input.
Classic Dana White shunning a good question. Shout out to you, Mike Bone. Got to get these questions out, and you got to get these answers out. Let Dana fucking show his colors. This is Dana White right here in the flesh. Look at this smirk as I'm fucking talking about this guy. Look at this fucking smirk. Show and win model, I don't know, but I'm just saying, Dana, just answer the fucking question. There's no need to say you love when fucking retards stake their opinion in the sport. You're making it so that Bone's uncomfortable so that he won't ask questions like this in the future. Do I think show and win model should be a blanket thing? I think show and win model to some degree. The way that they sign these guys, yeah, that smirk. The way that they sign these guys, I'm going to tell you the truth. The way that they sign these guys, yes, show and win model. Show and win model, the way that they sign these guys. It's so fucking easy to get in the UFC, bro. It's so fucking easy. Now, if there was an Olympics or something like that, right? And let's say there's a boxer who's a silver fucking medalist and he signs a contract, right? Relate that to MMA. MMA doesn't have Olympics, but I'm just saying if there was, let's say, a silver medalist in MMA in the Olympics, right? He signs to the UFC, I would give him a fucking flat rate. a champion from another organization, Rainier DeRitter, Patty Pimblitz and shit, I'll give them flat rates. So I think Dana should be more liberal with the flat rates, but the guys who come in, like an Aaron Pico, no flat rate. No flat rate. Then Dana gets asked also about, should we do finishes, bonuses? In my opinion, everybody who gets a finish gets a bonus. I don't like it. I don't like it off the bat. I'm going to be real. I don't like it off the bat. I think maybe it's not what Dana said, but I'll say it in this sense. It's a part of your job, bro. You're supposed to go out there and get finishes and get submissions for the benefit of your own career. Because the quicker you get out of there, the less damage you take. And the more money you make overall. So that's a part of your job a little bit. I don't think you necessarily need to get bonuses for everything, finish-wise. But I would say bump the contracts up. Bump these contracts up to something fucking worthwhile. But again, at the rate that they sign some low-level fucking talent, at the risk of getting a fucking, needle in a haystack, go ahead and sign these guys to more money. But again, they're not, because the low level of competition they bring in, it's got to be, lower pay. Because a lot of the guys who come in on a low level, they don't deserve a lot of money.
It's fun.
There was a report that the UFC Apex is going to be expanded to have like 10 to 15,000.
That was the biggest bullshit story ever written. It's fucking unbelievable. They quoted people that literally said nothing to them, never spoke to them or anything. That entire story was a fucking absolute bullshit lie. The craziest thing we've ever seen. I fucking called Lene and said, Lene, this whole story is a lie. Everything about it is a lie, including the people that they quoted. Never talked to them.
How does that happen?
How does that happen, Lene, the head of PR for the UFC? What did she say? What's the answer?
I don't know. They said we're sorry.
Okay.
They were sorry, and they did do a retraction and change it.
Okay, so you're satisfied with the recent construction to the Apex? That's how it's going to be?
Yes. I mean, to think that if you look at the construction that's going on at the Apex, to even think that it's going to be a 10,000-seat arena, anyway, yeah. It's fucking unbelievable. Complete lie. Everything about that story was a lie.
Yeah, I got a question about bonuses. So today it seemed like there was kind of a new thing where there were like instantaneous, the fighters were notified in the...
That's not a new thing. I mean, did you see the fights?
No, I mean, they definitely deserved it, but It
was the last three fights. So, I mean, I was looking at the fights from earlier. They were good, and there was some impressive stuff. Those two fights were like, yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I knew nothing before it had beat it. And anything after, if anything else was crazier than those, I'd have paid the money. I'd have just said, all right.
Yeah, I was just wondering if that was kind of going to be a new thing moving forward where you, like, fighters...
When shit like that happens again, yes, that will be a new thing that will happen moving forward. I mean, if those fights were the second fight on the entire night, I would have said the same thing.
No, you wouldn't have.
Gotcha.
Somebody would have had to been decapitated for you know what I mean? I don't know what would have been bigger than what happened in those fights.
It's just the announcing on the spot. That was kind of weird, but it's all good. One championship does it.
Okay, I got a question about, we were talking about some people in the main card, but one of the performances that kind of stood out to me was the Gerald Meerschaert performance. I know he's later in the career, he's, in terms of submissions up there in records for the weight class, but I'm wondering, when you saw that performance, do you see performances from veterans like that and wonder, like, okay, is there conversations that you have with vets at that point, or is it you just kind of leave it up to them as to how, if they're going to continue or what have you?
So what are you saying? You're saying that Gerald should be done. He should no longer fight in the UFC.
I don't want to give Gerald advice, but something looked off today.
Oh, it happens. I mean, guys fight, and sometimes things are off. Sometimes you have a bad night. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Myself, I didn't look at that fight and go, holy shit, he's got to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Is the UFC's video game license going to stay with Electronic Arts? And if so, when can we expect EA UFC 6?
I have no idea. That is. There literally couldn't be a thing furthest from my mind and thoughts right now than that. But we love.
That's telling. Not something further from your thoughts than fixing that horrendous, trash-ass fucking UFC game. Dana White, you should be ashamed of yourself for fucking releasing that ass game. That game is so fucking bad, it's unbelievable. That should be top priority. Get a new fucking video game. Oh my goodness, that game is so bad. Yeah, Trapper Kid, you can't hate on it. You really can't.
EA Sports, we have great relationships there. It's been a great partnership. I don't know the answer to that question.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dana, a really fun night here in Chicago. Just looking forward, I know there's been so much speculation about the White House card. I've seen a lot, obviously,
Keep it a
what
buck,
you said
Trapper.
recently to Jim Rome. Just wondered, at this point, is there anything in the next few months or several months that John could do where you could say, okay, I actually trust him to put him on that card?
Let me ask you, what do you think John would do in the next couple of months that would make me trust putting him on the White House card?
Well, I would not trust him, but I would like to see him fight Aspinall on that card down the road.
So I already said that I don't trust him, and you're asking me what could he do for me to trust him in the next 3 months. You don't trust him.
Well, yes, but you talk to him. I don't.
Yeah. No, I don't talk to him either. I haven't talked to him at all.
Well, there's a greater chance you'll talk to him than I'll talk to him.
Yeah. I would not bet on, if I had to make odds, it's 1,000,000,000 to 1 that I put John Jones on the White House card.
All right, I think that ends the questions on it.
Yeah.
What do you think of the energy all week in Chicago? I mean, the fans were insane.
Let me tell you what. This city is awesome. It's beautiful. The food is off the charts. And, to be back here after 6 years, the arena was really, really good to us. And the fans here were amazing. It was an incredible week. And I'm glad we chose to come here with this fight.
Speaking of food, you already said earlier on, you told Gary Breck on video, you're just like, hey, sorry.
Yeah. No, I've had Lou Malnati's twice since I've been here. I ate at Portillo's. We ate at Gibson's last night. It was amazing.
We're not doing this right now. And shout out Iron Aries. Yes, Undisputed 3, the best one ever, the greatest one ever, with fucking McGregor and Rousey on the cover. The best one ever. Classic. I wish I still had that game. Dana's too clueless, though. This old fart doesn't know a thing about video games. Doesn't know a thing about the issues with the new game. I'm always in awe that people like Mighty Mouse and shit are even good at it. It's such a fucking terrible game.
And I sandwiches on the way home. If you've never eaten are some of the best desserts.
And now your NFL Airmen, led by Peyton Manning.
Honestly, I'm about to end this this press conference because Dana's gone on a minute and a half of talking about Chicago food.
How do you put, I guess, how do you look at his story, leaving the UFC in 2019, going to Cage Warriors, spot back?
I mean, I wouldn't call him down and out like that. Kids, 4 days notice again, and they come in and respect you for stuff. I'm a Marine, another great story. I love it. So we're going to take care of him. We'll see him fighting again in the UFC.
Anderson Silva was a good one too. I'm not gonna lie. That I had no complaints with that one with Forrest Griffin and shit.
Here in the middle. Go ahead. Sox hat.
Return to, or has been in Chicago.
COVID.
Okay, we're done here. We're done here. If that's how it's gonna be, we're done here. Give me a second. Let's do the Khamzat post-fight presser.
Ladies and
Your NFL Airmen, led by Peyton Manning.
Omaha!
Shout out to the boys in the stream. Make sure you like it. Make sure you hit the like button on the stream. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get 15 likes, boys. 15 likes. Easy money.
Good. Khamzat, right here. Congratulations on the win tonight. A lot of people have thought for a long time it was inevitable that this day would come where that belt would be in front of you. So how does it feel that this actually happened for you tonight?
Feels good. Amazing. Happy for that.
You were extremely dominant in there. You landed the most total strikes ever in a UFC fight, over 500. Were you surprised you couldn't get him out of there over the course of the 5 rounds?
No, just was working on him, so I had some cool time on that there. So just spoke with him, spoke with his coach, middle of the fight. Was happy.
What kind of things were you saying?
I said, good job, work harder, guys.
These are the facts. Switch to total.
You've had that back position on a lot of guys, and you've been able to choke them out. Was Dricus doing anything right to defend it, or?
Just because I was sweating, I went under last 30 seconds, tried to finish him. So I heard my corner says 30 seconds. That means to go to meet him. So I tried, but make mistake. So thankful for my coach. He gives the black belt, but I was like, when I went under, fuck, I don't have a black belt now. So, but he gives me respect. Thanks.
Does this win, in a way, like the way you won, almost prove something more? Like, a lot of people are questioning your cardio. Can you go 5 rounds? All that stuff. Like, does it feel good to kind of shut those people up a little bit?
I don't care what people think about, but doing my thing. So, like you said, how many strikes I landed on him, how many takedowns I has there. So I didn't guess out. So now they know.
Yeah, it was 529 total strikes and 21 minutes and 40 seconds of control time, which was the second most ever in a UFC fight.
How many takedowns was it?
Let's see.
Yeah.
You had 12 takedowns.
So, yeah, that's big by itself.
Do you still want to turn around and fight in Abu Dhabi?
We'll see what they say. I'm ready always, so no injuries. Thanks, God.
Will you continue to come to the States and train with Sam Calavita for these camps, or is that just kind of a one-off?
No, I'm going to work with this guy. He's one of the best guys I'll work with for cardio. So that's crazy training over there. So thanks for him.
Who do you think is the most deserving person to fight for that belt first?
What?
Who do you think is the most deserving contender to challenge you for that belt first?
I don't care about these things, bro. I just, where they give the money, I fight anyone.
Khamzat, you got the crucifix position a few times in the fight. Did you know before the fight that you could get to this position on Dricus, or was it when you were wrestling him you thought, oh, okay, it's right here?
That's just to have fun with my friends. I take them in this position, like holding them 25 minutes, 1 hour sometimes. They let them have so make them humble. Some guys, like, nobody can take me down, hold me down. So I take them to the gym, hold them down there with this position. So, yeah, I do this a lot.
Sometimes a lot of fans talk about Dricus and about how strong he is. Compared to some of the other guys you fought, was he very strong or not really?
Nah, not like people talking about. So, could take him down like anyone else.
Like Mike said, are you happy that the cardio questions have been put to bed, or did you yourself need to show yourself that you could do this?
The boys always saying, bro, it will be good for us if you go 5 rounds. So for the next fight, so we're gonna have that makes us better fighter today. So happy that's happened, but sorry for Dana White. So he likes finishes, but I tried last seconds, but make mistake.
I think Dricus tried a guillotine. I'm assuming there was never any danger.
Nah, bro, I hope I can die before the next somebody submit me there.
Okay. Sean Strickland, your old friend, has been tweeting about you since the fight. He said that when you were in the gym together, he would actually out-wrestle you and be better than you in the wrestling over 4 rounds.
Bro, Dricus take him down many times, but how can he take me down, bro? Come on. This guy, I beat him everywhere and striking, but this guy just talk too much. So he's funny guy. He's working with, what is his name? Buratino or what is it?
Yeah, Paulo Costa.
Yeah, Paulo. I make them together.
Honestly, I don't know what the hell Sean's talking about, because he already admitted to the schmo that Khamzat submitted him at Extreme Couture. So I don't know how you go from that to saying you're the only guy who can beat Khamzat in a wrestling match. Now, I've heard the rumors. I've heard Strickland's super good at grappling, super good in the gym, doesn't use it in his fights because he thinks it's zesty. But even with that, man, I don't think you're fucking better than Khamzat, I just gotta say. Khamzat also, he had an initial, like, a little eyebrow flare, which is a little bit telling, like, yeah, he was fucking thrown off. Like, he has no clue what Strickland's talking about. These guys, they're trolling Khamzat, but I don't think it's going to work out good for Strickland or Paulo. And I like both fighters.
Good. Khamzat, over here. Congratulations on the victory. You obviously represent Dubai, Chechnya, and you used to represent Sweden. There's so many Swedish fans that are so happy for you. How much did your time in Sweden mean in your career?
That's always will respect the country. I've been there, like, become a fighter. A couple of years I've been there. So people think I left the country. I never been like citizens in Sweden. I just been there like without papers. I just working there. So I moved to Muslim country. I felt much comfortable. I fought there before. They give me big support always. That's why. But I always go back. I have a lot of Swedish friends and Swedish. And my family also, they has all family has Swedish passport out me, so always there.
Very special. And your teammate, Baisangur Susurkayev, he fought twice in 4 days. How early?
I knew him long time. He's younger than me. He's training there, so good future. When I come here, we called him, so bring him to the camp. Work with this guy. Keep works hard. So.
I'm offering you the
These will be the death of me.
Did you get a chance to call her yet and tell her son is a champ?
Oh, don't cry. We'll be back soon.
Here. You don't see me.
Oh.
You were curious about Sweden, so I think we should go into take some questions in Swedish now. So I hope you all can keep up with us.
Yeah.
Så stort grattis till vinsten till att börja med.
Okay, we're done here. Let's get into... Hold up. Aaron Pico. Let's talk about Aaron Pico. So Aaron has weighed in on his knockout loss to Lerone Murphy. He says, last night was not my night. That's the fight game. I'm grateful for my team, my family, and everyone who continues to support me. The supporters have been there from day one, and my new supporters, I see you. Thank you. Wins and losses both teach lessons, and I'll come back sharper, stronger, and better prepared. Thank you all who have sent me messages and checked in. My health is well. Thanks for riding with me. My story is not over. Now I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. I'm going to keep it a buck, man. This is Pico's third knockout loss. Really, really bad knockouts each time. you cannot come back from these types of knockouts. I guess I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say Pico likely will never be the same fighter again. It's really hard to come back from knockouts like that and be one of the best in the sport. I'm just saying, we've never seen it. We've never seen guys get put out this badly and go on to achieve great things. Not at this time, not at this level. Getting put out bad, man, that's one of the worst things that can happen to a fighter in his career. And you see Anthony Cruz say anything purposely trying to win on points is horrible for the sport. It's a double-edged sword because fighting just to get knockouts, bro, everybody's going to have short careers. You got to have decisions in there. Aaron Pico, I don't believe he's going to be the same. I believe this could be the end for Aaron Pico. I believe that there's a blueprint for him. He really has to prioritize defense and not getting hit, bro. He's a great boxer. He throws really good, clean combos, good shot selection. I just feel like he's all gas on the pedal. All gas, no brakes. I also want to get into DJ's little reaction here, so let's talk about DJ.
If you guys don't want to watch grappling and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, don't watch UFC. Don't. You guys are complaining about something that it's a very simple problem to fix. It's a very simple problem to fix. For example, let's say Khamzat's about to fight again. You don't want to watch his style. All you gotta do is go like this. You see this button right here? It's called off button. You just go like this. You go off. You don't have to see Khamzat wrestle. It's a very simple problem to have. It's a very simple problem to fix, guys. You guys are making it a bigger deal than it is. If you guys don't want to watch grappling and wrestling and jiu-jitsu, don't watch UFC.
So, I'm not going to lie to you. Originally, I kind of was against Demetrious' point here. But as I broke down the same kind of stuff that's been going on, I'm kind of slightly with DJ. You guys can't hate so much on the grappling. And you have to be able to differentiate between, like I said, guys who just lay in half guard and guys who are able to pass guard, get to side control. This is part of the sport, And I know a lot of new fans are striking fans and this and that, but jiu-jitsu is a foundational part of the sport. It was the superior martial art for a long time. So if you are a fan of the sport, it'll behoove you to really kind of familiarize yourself with the grappling and just to be able to look out. Like, you guys, if you don't really pay attention to being able to pass guard and stuff, those are inner battles going on in the fight that I think it's equivalent to striking on the feet, passing guard, moving to mount a crucifix, attempting submissions, which Khamzat should get better at. These are all parts of the sport that should be appreciated. If you have a hard time appreciating it, it sounds like you do kind of like kickboxing or boxing. And if you're just hating on it because you don't like Khamzat and you're a DDP fan, that's a total other story. I don't got much to say about that. I get what that is, I guess. There's another clip here, though. Well, I guess that might be it from the Demetrious Johnson clip. He was also just saying, see, and then you got Whitaker too saying only casuals.
Anyone that says it's a boring fight is a casual. Okay, no offense, no offense. Like, you're gonna take a little offense. I'm sorry. If you're a fan of the sport, okay, and you're not absolutely fascinated by the ability, like by Chimaev's ability to control someone who's as dogged and fights out of things like Dricus, who's done it time and time again, who's physically never gasses anymore, like super strong, has cardio for days, is prepared for him, has a great headspace. If you're not fascinated by like such a one-sided domination, man, then you're like, you have to be a casual, because you never see this, never. This like this level at championship fights, this level of control, unreal. Man, we just saw someone get crucifixed for like 15 minutes. Like, how can you be a fan of the sport and not think, wow, that's crazy?
So I just want to say this, like, a lot of people, and I mean, if you're watching this stream, you probably don't watch Guru. Not to say Guru's shit, but I mean, listen to fucking Whitaker here. Now, I've been consistent from the beginning of this stream. I didn't even hear Whitaker's take till just now. I had that shit bookmarked, but I have not watched that full thing. I barely even read the description. I didn't even know what he was going to say, although I did know. I basically knew he was going to say something about how he's okay with it, but I didn't know he was going to say that. And it just goes to the point, man. Like, Guru saying shit like that, I know that he's a fan of DDP, so I guess that's what it is. He's more of DDP's homie. But if it's not because he's DDP's homie and he's hating on that performance, bro, he's not really a fan of the sport. He's like a kid who did Taekwondo when he was younger, and he thinks he knows MMA because he knows striking. Newsflash, boys, you can come back and fucking save this receipt, save this timestamp, save this fucking tape. Jiu-Jitsu's coming back. It's about to dominate the sport again. So everybody better be familiarizing themselves with grappling, with Jiu-Jitsu. It's coming back. It's about to destroy striking again. Hot take. Hot fucking take, boys. And this is one of them right here. It's worth noting some of Whitaker's points. I think a lot of people will see what happened to DDP, and it's like, sometimes I think fans can't differentiate or like remember how good it is that somebody's able to do this to DDP. Like, that's a part of it for, I think, a lot of people. I see a lot of people just putting these endless expectations on people. Oh, DDP should have got out of it. He's champion. That's what, like, the average person's going to say. But it's like, no, guys, think deeper. DDP's the champion. He is that good. If he could get out of it, he would. But he's having a hard time because Khamzat's that good. And so, you can't brainwash yourself. You got to be able to differentiate and give credit to good quality technique, good quality work. And, like, DDP's a guy who's been co-signed fights ago. Like, if somebody beats him, it's fair and square. Like, there's no, bullshit hype job with DDP. There's none of that. It's been proven. So when someone comes in and beats him, you got to give him the credit. You got to give him the flowers. That's my thing. So, yes, at a championship level, to do that to a guy like DDP is all the more impressive. You have to think like that. You cannot think, oh, he's the champion, he should have got out of it. Oh my goodness, Randy, what a crazy fucking take. That's wild. I mean, shout out to you, though. That's hilarious. It's actually low-key a good joke. Huge fan of the sport, but still feel like you deserve to reap fun. Yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine. It's honestly fine. But I'm going to be real with you. He did better than some other guys. I think Kamaru didn't do as much grappling. You know, advancements against Joaquin, I think he did less than Khamzat did against DDP. I think Kamaru just did takedowns against Joaquin, and he had less takedowns. And again, you're talking about a guy like Kamaru who, you know, is a former champion. Khamzat's doing this shit to the guy who's the champion who nobody can fucking figure out. Let's see what else we got here. Low-key, I thought this was kind of cool. Khamzat literally just chilling with the boys after the fight. Eating food. Nothing crazy. Make sure to like the stream, boys. Like the stream. How about this, boys? How about this? If you want to see the unreleased SD Dumas interview that I got cooking right now, I have not released it. 10 likes. 10 likes on the night, and we can watch the SD Dumas unreleased interview right now. Noche UFC pre-fight interview. Zach Reese interview. Talk about the Inca monitor. We talk about fucking 4 Extra. We talk about Phil Rowe and Joaquin Buckley giving him constructive criticism, his response to it. We talk about all that. 10 likes, and we'll do the SD Dumas interview. If I can't get 10 likes, then we're not gonna watch it on a different stream. But let me put it like this, right? Let me put it like this. Give me a second here. Just remember what I said. 10 likes. I'm gonna pull up the interview so you know I'm not fronting. Yep, the woman shit. I ain't saying that. You got me caught up in that one. But yeah, to you guys, yeah, I guess that's the deal. Randy's getting reported. So Randy, if you are a person who has that heavy opinion towards SD, then you might want to tap into this interview, because he impressed me with his mindset in this interview. He did, TBH, brother. He's growing up. He's maturing, man. You know, people, they fuck up, but he's maturing. He's back training with them boys, and hey, I'm the one who made that shit happen, I feel like. Obviously, SD made that shit happen, but I'm the one who fucking asked Phil Rowe about it. I'm the one who fucking, you know, got the answer that he is allowed back there. Should we watch that clip too? Alright, boys, here it is. I told you I got it. I told you I got the interview locked in, so it's up to you. Iron Aries, hell yeah, homeboy. You be tapped in, then you're tapped in. So here it is. 37-minute interview, 35 minutes. I mean, we could watch it right now. I haven't checked how many likes we got yet. I'm going to wait. And I'm going to pull something else up real quick. Give me a second. So you see we got the SD Dumas interview here. Now I'm going to pull something else up. I'm going to pull up the Phil Rowe interview. And if I don't get 10 likes for doing all of this previewing, then it's really not worth watching it tonight. Because you boys aren't appreciating it. But I think you guys will appreciate it. So I'm counting on you to get me up to 10 likes within a couple minutes by the time I check this shit. Here it is. You like, is he cool to go back to the gym and all that shit? Like, if he's got his situation dialed, or anything you could say about that situation?
SD has never not been allowed at the gym. SD, biggest problem is SD. What changed my life was accountability. You can't do the same thing over and over and expect any different results. I'll look SD in the face and say this to him. I love him like a little brother, but you're in an environment that's just conducive to failure. Whether that be your baby mom, I don't know the specifics. Whatever it is, these people that are trying to tarnish who you are, trying to ruin what you have one opportunity here, and it's just an opportunity. There's no 401k, there's no health plan. It seems like it lasts forever while you're here, but it doesn't. So he has to make a decision to pick up the pieces and do the right thing. I want to see him succeed. I want to see him do well, but he has to want to do those things. Jacob, since October 15th, 2011, I haven't missed a week of training. I've broken a hand. I fight Saturday. I'm in the gym Monday. This is not a flex. This is a lifestyle. So for me, I don't empathize with laziness, with people that don't hold themselves accountable. I'm sorry. It ain't for me. As a man, the number one thing I feel is accountability. You stand on what you say, you do what you say you're going to do, you make your bed, you lie in it. SD, he can change SD's situation if he wants to. He knows he can train a fusion anytime he wants. Beating up fucking whoever he's beating up over there is not going to last at a high level. He's welcome at our gym. We want him at our gym. We want to see him do well. He knows he has my number. He knows he has access to me and my resources. We want to see him do well, and I think he will do well, but he has to make a decision and leave whatever is going on over there, the people that are trying to hold him back, and do better.
But he was also telling me that this is part of his situation. His house burned down and shit like that. So he was living out of hotels and stuff. So I don't know how he can come down to your area and train with his living situation.
No one gives a fuck, man. I'm sorry. Woe is me. My mom is fucking dying from cancer. You haven't sent me no money. You don't care. SD hasn't sent my mom no money. No one cares. No one's paying for my mom's chemo out of their pocket. No one gives a fuck.
No, I get it. I get it.
Figure it out, nigga. No one's coming to save you, my dog. Do it.
Damn, that was fucked. No, I was just saying, you gotta respect Phil Rowe. That's some honest shit. And we didn't get to 10 likes, so I gotta be a man of my word. We won't watch it tonight. You guys gotta wait for the release. I mean, we only went up 1 like. That means we got Randy commenting and shit like that, and he hasn't liked it yet. You know, I feel like Iron Aries hit the like button. You know, we got Banjo. I mean, Banjo could hit that like too, but he hasn't yet. I feel like that's the case. So, yeah, we're not going to watch it tonight. But, all right, Randy, I trust you. But we're going to get into some other juicy topics. So maybe it's fine that we don't watch it. I'm going to check one more time, though. Where are we at? Yeah, we still got 4 likes. It ain't happening tonight. All right, we're going to get into the Nick Diaz topic, though. So let's start it back with this one. So Nick Diaz's coach recently shared a little update on the man, saying that he's in good spirits, he's got a new girlfriend, covered her face. But here's what his coach said, his strength and conditioning coach. Yeah, Iron Aries, I figured you liked it. As Nick Diaz's athletic recovery and conditioning coach, I'm happy to provide an update on my brother Nick's welfare for all his supporters. Nick Diaz is doing exceptionally well and has finally overcame the challenges that previously affected him. Throughout his struggles, Nick's family and genuine friends offered unwavering support, while others who claimed to care for him ultimately took advantage of his situation. He's talking about his ex-girlfriend. Fortunately, Nick is now in optimal health and high spirits, thanks in part to the positive influence of a loving partner who values him for who he is, beyond his fame or material possessions. Many of us are deeply invested in Nick's well-being and desire to see him thrive in life. It is heartwarming. It is heartening to see Nick's circumstances improving, and I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to everyone who has wished and prayed for his well-being and speedy recovery. God bless us all. Nick's still the GOAT. So he found new love, and this is his girl right here, face covered, but they did a reveal today. So Randy, that's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, I'm trying to do them a favor, but we got to get the likes up to fucking, scratch my back a little bit. I scratch yours for that unreleased interview where we discussed the ankle monitor. I mean, if you guys don't want to hear about that, that's what you're telling me right now. So here's the face. Here's Nick's girl's face. Here's his new girl. Little snow bunny. Little snow bunny. I'm not gonna lie to you, it does look like it's AI. His smile does look like AI. I've seen those AI generators that make the smile. That's literally what I think a little bit, but hey, I could be wrong. Little skinny thing. This is Nick's new boo. Nick's new boo thing. Good morning. Some clowns are going to argue, or some clowns are going to say it's Photoshop or AI. Anyways, I am pleased to share the latest update on my good friend, along with a photograph taken yesterday, 8/16/25. Diaz's current standings are truly impressive. It is heartwarming to see you have support from someone who genuinely cares about you. Your success is evident in the priceless smile on Nick Diaz 209. You deserve this major upgrade in happiness. Yeah, I think that is what it is, Iron Aries. They actually aren't too big of a fan of SD. A lot of them got them written off because they got a little bit of negative opinions. You're entitled to your opinion. It's all good. Randy, that's what they're saying. They're saying she's a gold digger. And they're saying it's AI. Looks like he's being held hostage. I ain't saying she's a gold digger. Go. Now, let me just pull up his Instagram real quick. One second. Oh, so it looks like it was deleted. But his recovery coach posted like something. Oh, here it is. Damn, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, it says, to address concerns from Nick Diaz's family, allegations have surfaced that his ex-girlfriend is falsely claiming his release on a specific date. Please do not believe these rumors perpetuated by this individual. The court is involved in the eviction and restraining order against the ex-girlfriend, who recently breached the court order. Nick is doing well and flourishing in his current residence and will not be returning to Stockton soon, as it is in his best interest. Nick's mental and physical health are excellent. It is heartening to see him thrive with a supportive network. We all want to see him live a successful life and deserve a better life. Nick is capable of moving forward without his unstable ex-girlfriend, who has tried to undermine his recovery. Additional updates will follow. Thank you for your concerns and support. We all want Nick to live a better life that he deserves. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. She ain't messing with the no broke Nick. So yeah, don't be trusting the ex-girlfriend either. That's the update on Nick. Now I think final update of the night, we gotta talk about Max Holloway's baby mama drama. Now, Max Holloway announced recently that after a 5-year-long custody battle with the mother of his son, she has basically lost custody of their son to Max's new wife, Alessa Curzon. Max Holloway's super, private with his personal life, but he shared this. He said, "Usually I don't share much about my personal life, but this is what I want to share. I just won the hardest fight of my life. It's been 5 years of dealing with custody battles, and now we finally get to close that difficult chapter. Rush has voiced many times on how he wanted Alessa to adopt him. Yesterday, Alessa got to adopt Rush as his legal mother. Thank you to my wife Alessa for doing more than stepping up, for coming in and accepting Rush as your own. Thank you for holding Rush together as a mother would, helping me make our son's dreams come true. Thank you for pouring in all of your love and energy into completing our family. I thank my son for being brave and strong through it all. Thank you, God. It's a big win for the Holloways, but more importantly, Rush has finally got to choose and keep the mom that he deserves. Randy, potentially, brother. I am a little bit busy, but you could DM me, and maybe we could talk about it. So this is what's going on with Max. Now, Alessa also made a statement. I think we should read it. Give me a second. So here's what Alessa said. The love and support we are feeling is heartwarming. Thank you. I just wanted to encourage... Hang on, this isn't it. Hang on. So here's what Alessa said. You never deserve to be neglected and have to pick up those broken pieces on your own. You never deserve to be heartbroken. You never deserved that kind of love. That's why I promise to always be there for you, to help Dad raise you into a strong young man, a path you are already on. I promise to always be in your corner no matter what. You deserve nothing but pure unconditional love, a love that I promise to keep giving. I love you, Mom. So... I don't know. I'm not good with this stuff, personally. I was very kind of like, you know... DM me on Instagram, Randy. I was very private, like, when it came to, like, I had a stepdad, but I got my dad, and I would never call my stepdad dad in my life. I do recognize the struggle, though, because I grew up with divorced parents, and I was, like, by myself, going back and forth, so... It wasn't that chill, bro. It wasn't that chill. I used to fucking hate it. You know, and I think that's what happens with Rush. He probably had to go back and forth between his mom and his dad. He fucking hated it. And I think his mom probably did fuck him over a little bit. That's what it sounds like, picking up pieces on your own. But it's like, I don't know. If your mom didn't pick it up but your dad did, you weren't really on your own. So I don't know. Here's what I'll say. I think Rush probably found a reason to be mad at his mom, to go for no more joint custody. He's going into high school. He wants to kind of have some stability. Doesn't want to keep going back and forth to houses. And he made his move. I made a similar move. I made a move to where I didn't have to go to my fucking dad's house every other weekend after like my sophomore year in high school. So, you know, I got pissed at him. We stopped talking for a little period of time. Then we got linked back up. Now, did I ever think that my dad shouldn't be my dad? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, that's where it gets twisted. I think Rush's mom's trying to come into his life now. You know, what happened in between? Was she in his life or was she out of his life for an extended period of time and now wants to come back in once kind of like things have been fixed and situated and Rush moved on? I don't think that would be fair. If Rush moved on and you left and you were doing drugs or some shit like that, I don't think you should be able to come in and say you want your son back now. You gave up on him. You know? I don't know what the deal is, though. We won't really know about that. Max never said shit. He's been really private about this for years. I thought his wife might have passed away. I had no clue what happened to his ex-wife. But she used to be in all his previous fights. If you look at Max's UFC debut, you'll see him walk out and kiss his wife, Rush's biological mother, on the walkout. So, she was a big part of Max's career early on. Now let's get into what she said in response to this. Because Max's baby mama the real ones spoke up. You know, Max got a baby mama and a wife. Alyssa probably hates that she's not the baby mama. So here's Max's baby mama, Rush's biological mother. And, I mean, here's a preview of the quote. She said, "I will always and forever be Rush's mom. No court system, no man, and no woman can take that away from me." Now let's get into what she said. Randy, appreciate the fucking modding, bro. Let them all know. I mean, get the likes up. If we get 10 likes, I'll still watch the SD Dumas video. So here's what she said. "I will always and forever be Rush's mom. No court system, no man, and no woman can take that away from me. Nor will they take my will to live, which they've tried the past 5 years. The truth will always come to light." So apparently they tried to take away her will to live. I guess maybe she was getting bullied, maybe she was depressed, but that speaks, you know, that's a little bit sad. That's a little bit sad. This is their picture, though. You know, this is the baby mama. This is them on the birthday. You know, Alessa hates this photo, but that's Rush right there, little Rush being born. Now, what would you guys rate? Yeah, Jew, she's actually kind of bad, huh? She not bad. She not bad. My friend, bro, one time my friend, when Max was still with his girl and Max was like in his 20s, I must have been like 18 or something like that, 19. I commented on his thing, tagged my friend and said, "Yo, Max has got like a son and he's only like 22. He's like 3 years older than us." And his wife was in the photo at the time, and my homie's like, his girl's not even hot. I was like, "Bro, what the fuck? There's only like 5 comments on here. You gotta chill." Here's what she said. For 5 years, I battled relentlessly while my name and my motherhood were dragged through the mud, and now they boast about their cruelty. They celebrate while I continue to lead with love. I will not lower myself to speak ill of them. I know God has my back. My family has held me together, wiped my tears, and stood by me at every court hearing while they tried to intimidate me. My friends have carried me through the months when anxiety and depression kept me shut away, unable to care for myself under the weight of it all. Throughout everything, I still send them love. I pray they care for my baby boy, because she just has been handed the greatest gift she will ever receive. You're welcome. You may believe you've won, but who truly won here? Not me, not you, and certainly not our son. I stayed silent for years. I never spoke of the pain, the heartbreak, the grief that consumed me. Now you know." She's definitely better looking than a lot of people imagine. He's got it tight. Baddies. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bow tie on this right now. How do I say? Okay, so I'm gonna say this, and I'm also partially white, so I feel like I'm validated to say this. Funny enough, though, I'm gonna give you guys a little history on me. My mom is like half white, so my dad, and my mom's also Hawaiian. But my dad is from Guam. He's like all fucking Guamanian. Nobody's ever heard of that, though. So shout out Trevin Jones, one of the only UFC fighters from Guam to ever fucking step in the octagon. Anyway, my dad's like a full-on Islander, so he's technically not really white. But my dad grew up in America, like California and shit like that, his whole life. So he's more like whitewashed. My mom grew up in Hawaii, so she's like Max. You feel me? What I'm trying to say is the Islander way is real family oriented, and not just the Islander way, but I think like a lot of other, you know, like the Asian culture, they're super into family. I think the Middle Eastern culture, right, super into family, that core value. Island culture is kind of like that. They're very into family. They got big families, very community based. Everybody, you know, your friends are aunts and uncles. So everybody's got big families, lots of aunts and uncles. Now, this shit with Max, I say all that to say that this shit with Max and his wife and stuff, being territorial of like calling someone the mom that's not really the mom and stuff, I don't know. It seems like it's a little bit of white shit. I don't think Josh Van's from Guam. He's from another like place that like, again, it's one of those weird names that people don't know about. But this shit right here is like kind of white shit to me. I'm gonna just say it. because I'm saying it like this. My dad, who I said was kind of like whitewashed in a way a little bit, my dad would tell me shit like, hey, like, you know, your uncle that your aunt that your mom is claiming, or your aunt and uncle from Hawaii, they're not really your blood aunt and uncle. Like, they're very like whitewashed is more territorial about like who, like very technical, you know. And I feel like Hawaiian culture and a lot of the other cultures, they're not as technical. Could just be me. Myanmar, there we go. Myanmar. So that's what I'll say. This isn't like the Islander way. This is like very fucking territorial. But I guess it is what it is. That's just kind of my take though. Separating the mom and shit like that, and having to put these labels on things. Slippery slope. I think that the mom's always going to be Rush's mom. I think when he gets older, he might have different feelings than he does now. But I don't think he's not allowed to ask. It does feel kind of petty, right, Jew? Like, why do we gotta fucking put a label on her as the mom and this one loses all custody? I mean, I don't know. Maybe the baby mama did some shit behind the scenes. Dirty, but Max already got full custody. He's married to the woman. I don't know why they gotta fucking, like, stick it in her face. That's my only thing. Like, why you gotta stick it in her face like that? Like, you really gotta make the point? That's my only thing. Shout out to Guam, man. Shout out to Guam. So, you know, this one went viral, though. This did, like, 1 million fucking views. Look at this. 15,000 likes on this post. So, the baby mama definitely went more viral. But I did a poll, and everybody is Team Holloway, not Team her. But everyone's also acknowledging it's a muddy fucking situation. This is about as muddy of a situation as it gets. Muddy, muddy, muddy situation. Shout out to the boys watching, all my boys watching. We got it up to 5 likes. I appreciate the 5 likes. But that's probably it for the stream, boys. That's probably it for this evening stream. Let me scroll through, see if there's anything. I'm hungry as fuck too. I'm probably gonna make some noodles or something. I would buy ice cream if I could, but the store is closed. Wait, is Ralph's open right now? Nah, they close at 1 a.m. CVS is open 24 hours though. She got some little tattoos too on her, look. Little foot tattoo there. Little tattoo right here, little sexy wrist tattoo. Not bad, not bad. Yo, just a side note, Marvin Vittoria needs to stop saying the N-word. Jew, if you want my guess, I think she did drugs. Here's my guess, boys, if you want the guess. Max Holloway, I think we all know, right? Max Holloway's mom, grandma, or I believe just his mom was addicted to drugs. His father was never in his life. I believe he was addicted to drugs. Max Holloway's traumatized about drugs. He really hates drugs. In Hawaii, there is a bit of a meth problem. I'm not going to say she did meth. But she definitely did some type of drug. Or not definitely, I'm going to assume maybe she did a type of drug and she was addicted maybe like after Rush was born, and Max just like fucking strayed away from it completely and just hated her for it. That would be my guess. Not that she cheated, Jew. Not that she cheated. But cheating is always a viable, guess, I would say. That's always a viable guess. But my guess is that she was on drugs. So, you boys let me know what you think. Was she on drugs? Was she cheating? Was it something else you think? Did she walk out? I don't know. But Rush is a fucking no Diddy, right? I'm just saying this about a young man. But he's like a really, cute young boy for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't imagine a mom abandoning a little boy like Rush. That's what I'm gonna try to say. But all babies are cute and adorable, you know? I'm just saying, though. It's something he despises, yeah. And to the point where he's really trying to, like, unname her as the mom and shit, yeah. Definitely something up. Marvin has fucking some type of complex he's got to figure out. Fluffy Hernandez, I'm curious if anybody wants to drop a comment before I go ahead and end the stream. Fluffy Hernandez should be Khamzat's next opponent. Should RDR versus Fluffy fight, and then Imavov Baralio winner fights Khamzat? Basically tell me, Hernandez next title shot, or the winner of Baralio Imavov? Let me know. Shout out to all the boys watching. Stream's about to be over, but I appreciate you boys watching. All right, boys. Peace out. Peace out. I'll do a stream tomorrow probably. So, have a good one, boys.